Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to have another young Indian with us, part of the Voice of the Young series. Right now, we have with us Cherrie Panwar. Let's listen to her. Over to you, Cherrie.
Primarily, I would like to thank you, Professor Mathur, for hosting this wonderful series of The Voice of the Young. I'm very honored to be invited to be a part of this great initiative. Thank you so much. Now, to begin with, I would like to introduce myself. I would just give a brief introduction. My name is Cherrie Pawar, and I was born and brought up in New Delhi, the capital city of India. I completed my elementary education in New Delhi, and subsequently, I pursued a BSc in Economic Honors from Symbiosis School of Economics, Pune. Presently, I'm pursuing my MSc in Economics from Leeds University Business School, which is part of the University of Leeds, UK. This university is a member of the prestigious Russell Group of Universities. Well, this was a brief introduction about myself. Now I will walk you through how and why I ended up choosing economics as my subject and my journey up till now. Then I'll be talking about my college life and my new interest in behavioral economics and environmental sustainability policies. And well, to be honest, my journey has been quite a bit of explorative one. My childhood, it was similar to that of any typical Indian student who would experience a normal academic lifestyle. I have always been oriented towards academics and have been a very serious student throughout my academic life. This is largely because I come from a class family where my parents have always emphasized the importance of a good education. And naturally, I was inclined towards achieving good grades and, focusing on assignments. I used to make sure I completed my homework as soon as I get back from the school. And I must admit, I have never been a very sports fan. It never, came naturally to me. However, I do have a passion for watercolor paintings. It brings me immense joy, and it helps me to gain focus and kind of teaches me to trust the process. This hobby was quite beneficial for me during the lockdown period when variety of hobbies were being you know, discovered by the people. I spent a lot of time painting and kind of improved significantly. One of the defining aspect of my journey is that I have always taken the road less traveled within my family. For instance, I was the only one to take French as an extra language in school. I even continued learning French during my bachelor's by joining Alliance Française. This is a professional French institute based in Pune. They have many branches all over India. And I joined it. I used to go there after my classes in bachelor's, but then lockdown happened. So it converted to online classes. So by the end of the lockdown period, I had completed the B1 level in French. So there are like 6 levels. I completed three of them. This endeavor provided a fulfilling way to spend time during a period when many were discovering new passions. So I completed both the oral and the written exams online and had quite a rewarding experience. So, and also additionally, I was the only one in my family to take commerce with maths in 11th class. Everyone else in the family, they are they have always, pursued science, predominantly in non-medical fields. Even my younger brother took non-med, and I felt that commerce was the right fit for me. My love for maths and my keen interest in understanding how money works and how it kind of guided my decision. I never regretted choosing commerce, though I had the option of taking science as well. Now I'll be talking about my bachelor's, my college life. So after 12th class, after the results came, like many others, I often wondered which path to take next, what to pursue. There were like numerous questions going around in my head, but I chose to pursue economics. I was very determined in that. So I started applying for the entrance exams, and I eventually got into Symbiosis Pune. Now, moving to a different city away from family, living alone, and managing everything on your own, it was a tough decision eventually. But however, I made some incredible friends who supported me throughout the journey. I'm eternally grateful to my parents for always supporting me and allowing me to pursue my passion. They were always behind me. And one of the significant reasons for choosing economics during my bachelor's was my uh, and growing interest and enjoyment toward the subject, and my admiration for my intellectual idol, Dr. Raghuram Rajan, who is the ex uh, ex governor of the RBI. I I believe that he's a leading figure in the field of economics. I follow him on LinkedIn and have read two of his books, The Third Pillar and I Do What I Do. I read both of them during the lockdown phase, inspired by my dad's reading habits. And obviously, his personality and insights have always inspired me, and whenever I have time, I read his articles. And during the demonetization period, I closely followed his views also. Now, during my bachelor's period at Symbiosis School of Economics, Pune, I had the opportunity to dive into research, which was both eye-opening and incredibly rewarding. One particular project that stands out is my dissertation towards the end of the academic period at my bachelor's. It was, and I did this on the influence of smartphone addiction and binge watching on young adults based on the age of 13 to 17. So, in that, the findings were quite startling. I prepared a questionnaire on, I prepared a comprehensive questionnaire and collected data through Google Forms because that was the only option during the lockdown time. I kind of received a huge response, which was 264 responses. That was pretty significant sample size, right? And over 50% of the participants, they were reported addiction to smartphones. And we're talking about teenagers here, young teenagers. And even more concerning, 31% admitted to regular binge watching. I personally feel this number increased because of the lockdown phase when, young adults, they didn't feel like going out and there were restrictions, obviously. So they ended up in front of their screens, binge watching or like scrolling. So um participants, kind of spent an average of 4.5 hours daily on their smartphones for non-work related activities. Can you imagine that? 4.5 hours just scrolling on the smartphone. And most of them engaged in binge watching for 1 to 3 hours daily, which exceeding 15%, and which led to 5 hours. Also, the COVID-19 pandemic only made it worse, with 92% participants increasing the screen time due to say stay at home mandates and online learning. Personally, even my screen time increased because my classes used to happen online, all the lectures and then the submissions and everything, the learning. We used to do it on the PPTs. So the impact of these activities, these habits are profound. excessive smartphone use and binge watching negatively affect, the sleep quality, leading to daytime exhaustion and short time sleep durations. I mean, it's no wonder these kids help, they find it difficult to sleep at both the times, during daytime and nighttime. Both of the behaviors were also linked to severe mental health outcomes, some of them including depression, anxiety, and feelings of emptiness after binge watching. This is serious stuff because in one of the cases, in not one, in not just one, many cases, people say that after completing a series, they feel like they don't have a purpose, or like they don't know what to do next, what to watch next. They are too attached to that series. Furthermore,
Can I just ask you the names
yeah,
of some of the series that these young people saw? I mean, there's an age gap here,
so
so I want to know if whatever comes to your mind, what are the popular series for these young people to binge watch?
so mostly it's Friends, or like the Modern Family, and the things like that. These are mostly sitcoms on the based on daily lives. Friends being the number one. I even had a question.
That's a US series, right? I mean, it's not an Indian series, no?
Yeah, it's not in Indian. All of them are Hollywood or Bollywood based. All
Okay.
of them are available on Netflix,
Yeah.
Hotstar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All
At
right.
the end of the questionnaire, I did ask, because even I was curious what kind of replies I might get as to what the young generation is interested in watching these days. So they were mostly that. And yeah, some of them were K-drama. There are like many, many options you can, and now the variety has increased. I mean, you can watch anything these days. At one click, you have so many options,
Uh,
and it's not just. I have also observed people are watching multiple series these days, not just one,
uh,
because their attention span has decreased.
yeah.
So yeah.
All right. Okay. It's a problem in the US too,
Yeah,
it's a
I feel
serious
it
problem.
everywhere.
Yeah, it's a problem everywhere. But go ahead.
Yeah. And also, like, furthermore, 143 participants, they said they have a negative impact on their academic and work performance as well. We covered that area also. And 50% of them acknowledged that binge watching was a major distraction. I mean, imagine trying to focus on your studies with Netflix continuously calling out your name, and like you have a notification popping out on your smartphone that, why don't you just continue watching the series? Let's, there are like so many distractions these days. And social and personal relationships also, suffer due to this behavior, highlighting the urgent need for some strategies to, kind of mitigate these adverse effects.
Mm.
Also, so personally, this project was a real eye opener for me. And I genuinely chose this topic because during the lockdown time, I personally saw my cousins, my younger cousin, the younger generation, um, putting all their time in front of the screen, avoiding interacting with people, or like going out, hanging out with friends outside. They just want to spend their times on the screens. So it not only sparked my interest in research, but also, underscored the importance of addressing these modern day challenges. It's crucial to find these this like effective strategies to help young people manage their screen time and promote healthier habits. And also, I feel it's increasing the sedentary lifestyle, and it could cause obesity problems as well in the younger generations. So that's something to think about as well. Now I'll be talking about my period after bachelor's. So like after completing my bachelor's, I was determined to pursue my master's in economics from the Delhi School of Economics. Like it was my dream school, everyone knew it. I had put in rigorous preparations to get there. I even joined a coaching class. I even joined coaching classes. I made notes. I burned the midnight oil. I did everything possible. It was like I also gave entrances for other colleges in India, but Delhi School of Economics was something I was really determined and adamant to get into because it's like the top colleges, top economics college of India. So I gave my best efforts. The entrance exams were incredibly tough and I really struggled with the time, but I was up for the challenge. So despite my best efforts, I was unable to gain admission there, which was a significant setback for me because I had not hoped for a, you know, second option. So I had almost secured spots in most of the top colleges in India for my master's, but my heart was set at DSC. You know, there's a calling inside. So, like, for me, that was DSC. It was really disheartening, but I didn't give up. I again gave entrances. But during this time, I also developed a keen interest in data analytics, a passion that grew stronger when I took an extra course of R language in my bachelor's. I used to take extra classes. So this kind of led me to pursue a comprehensive data analytics course at the famous Shahid Sukhdev College of Business Studies, which is a famous college of the uh, this North Campus, Delhi University. The course covered a wide range of topics, including Excel, SQL, machine learning, Power BI, statistics, Tableau, and business intelligence. The faculty was very they were like very the course structure was very organized and the faculty helped me as a beginner to get into the field of data analytics. And this kind of, this deep dive into data analytics further fueled my interest in data driven decision making. And while juggling entrance exams and this intensive course, I met a few of my classmates who were applying for master's program abroad that time. And that time I had this thought never occurred to me to go abroad, but their stories and aspirations inspired me to consider studying abroad for, new experiences and international exposure. So I thought, why shouldn't I just apply? What's the harm? So despite the late application period, I started applying in May. The application start from January. I was really late. All of my friends and my relatives, they kept on saying, "Okay, it's very late. You won't get into a good university." But I still applied. I was like, let's just go for it. So yeah, I was accepted into several prestigious universities, including the Barcelona School of Economics. I have few of my, uh, alumni from my bachelor's college there. I had a word with them. They have they had a really good experience there. And but then I got some of the UK's Russell Group University offers also. So I eventually came to Leeds for my master's, and I decided to take the plunge and study abroad for the unique perspective and invaluable life skills that it offers. So this was like the toughest decision for me that I ever made. It meant stepping out of my comfort zone completely, managing everything independently from finances to studies and health in extreme weather conditions. And I'm talking negative minus degrees here. It was very challenging, but I was adamant about not settling for anything less than my best. So, uh, my family, I am extremely grateful for them. They supported me throughout this journey, and their belief in me kept me going. Over time, I adapted and grew immensely, unlocking a whole new personality in the process. To be honest, this experience have kind of, this experience has been transformative for me. It taught me resilience and self-reliance in ways I had never imagined. I have kind of become a new person now, more confident. So recently, I developed a keen interest in behavioral economics,
Mm-hmm.
which I studied in the second semester.
Mm-hmm.
And behavioral economics is fascinating for me because it goes beyond traditional economic models, and it focuses on how real people make decisions. So it takes into account the psychological, social, and emotional factors that influence our choices,
Yeah.
which often yeah which
Well.
of which often deviate from what traditional economic theories predict.
Mm-hmm.
So, I want to explain this by the help of an example.
Sure.
So, let's take the severe pollution problem in Delhi. So traditional economic models, they might suggest that imposing taxes on pollutants to reduce emissions is a good, valid approach, but it assumes that people will react rationally, and they might reduce their emissions simply because it costs more. However, behavioral economics suggests that people's habits and biases significantly impact the response to such policies. People might ignore the tax if they are used to certain conveniences, or if they underestimate the long-term benefits of reducing pollution. Behavioral economics can provide more nuanced solutions by understanding these human tendencies and what goes behind in the mind. Instead of just imposing a tax, we could use real-time feedback on air quality. Imagine, having digital displays around the city, showing the current pollution levels and the immediate health impacts it might have if this continued. So this real-time information can create a sense of urgency in the mind of the people, and they make the abstract concept of pollution more tangible, encouraging people to reduce the use of vehicles. And also, moreover, small changes can provide more non-solutions. And i- also, like, how information is presented to people can lead to significant shifts in behavior. For example, public campaigns could emphasize the immediate benefits of reducing pollutants, or like this is a better health and for like better health and cleaner air for children, rather than focusing on distant long-term impacts or the effects. This approach leverages the concept of present bias, where people tend to prioritize the immediate rewards over future benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and behavioral economics can also, offer insights into creating incentives for individuals and businesses to adopt more sustainable practice. So I'm a believer of sustainable environment. And for instance, I feel businesses could be encouraged to reduce emissions by offering recognition and rewards for meeting sustainability targets.
Mm-hmm.
And the individuals might be more willing to change their habits if they receive some tangible benefits, because it's a human tendency.
Mm-hmm.
They see what they will get in return.
Mm-hmm.
So like the discounts on public transportation, or like subsidies for purchasing eco-friendly products. As a strong supporter of environment sustainability, I believe that studying people's behavior can help forming better policies to combat global warming and protect our degrading environment.
Okay.
And by understanding the underlying motivations and barriers to change, we can create more effective and targeted inventions. For example, nudging techniques, which is a very famous part of the behavioral economics, like subtle policy shifts that encourage people to make better choices without restricting their freedom. This can be used to promote recycling, reducing energy consumption and support sustainable lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, the goal is to create healthier planet by fostering behaviors that align with, the environmental sustainability. Behavioral economics provides the tools to understand and influence these behaviors
Okay.
of, yeah, a path to more effective and compassionate policy making. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Is it time
Yeah.
for me to ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how's it to live in a relatively small town in the UK? I mean, Leeds is not the biggest city. I'm sure the big cities are like what, Manchester and London. Leeds, how big is it? How small? I mean, how is it to live there?
So like Leeds is obviously, as compared to big towns like Manchester and London, is, not that advanced, I would say. But like it's a student-based city, and mostly you will find students over here. Uh, I have been to Manchester and I have been to London before. Recently, I went to University of Manchester for a work purpose. I saw the difference, but ultimately, I feel it's the course that matters, not the infrastructure. And when I was comparing the universities, the rankings, I feel personally in the end, the ranks don't really matter as such. It's about the hard work that you put in your course, and ultimately the end goal is getting a good job and getting good knowledge from the course. And I have seen in both of my semesters, so my semester 2 is also over now. I have to prepare for my dissertation.
Mhm.
So both of my semesters had really good professors. They were like thorough in their area, and they had really good knowledge, and they were like very expert in their fields. So yeah, it's not the universities, it's not the environment, but what you put in.
Okay.
All the courses are mostly similar.
Okay. So, what tips do you have for people who might be thinking of going abroad? Is it worth it? I mean, is it a
Uh,
good
so,
idea? What are your thoughts now
so
that
in,
you are there for 1 year? What are your thoughts?
I would say indeed, it's not easy in the beginning. I'll be honest. Moving to a new country can be quite challenging, as often start with no immediate support system and face significant cultural shocks. Personally, I had no one here to guide me, no relative, no one. I was on my own, navigating a different culture, adapting to, the no new social norms, and managing day-to-day life in an unfamiliar environment can be daunting. And also the time difference, it was indeed difficult in the beginning, but however, over time, you start to get a hang of it. You learn to adapt and find ways to integrate into the new culture, making good friends and making new friends along the way helps tremendously. And they kind of become your support system, your new family here, and they make you feel at home. Additionally, the incredible support system from from the family back at home is invaluable. I am always in touch with them, updating whatever is happening in my life. So, like, knowing that your loved ones are cheering you on and are just a call away
Mm.
can provide a great comfort and encouragement. So, yeah, ultimately, these experiences make you more resilient, independent, and open-minded.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have gotten out of my comfort zone, and this wouldn't have been possible if I had not come here. So,
Okay,
yeah.
so you're happy with your decision.
Yeah, I am happy.
Okay, and what's the future?
So, for future, for now, I am planning to focus on applying jobs, and let's see where future takes. I I really have a dream of uh, I really want to have a good experience in a UK work environment. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to having a job here. Let's see.
Is it tough to get a job these days?
Yeah, actually now the recession is over.
Mm.
We have hope that the companies will hire more people, but when I came eventually last year, it was really tough to get jobs, the sponsored jobs, because companies only look for the sponsored visas, and we are on student visa, so they immediately just reject your application, and they look for people who have good work experiences. And yeah, that's the thing.
Okay, but you are determined to do it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't come this far to only come this far. So
All right.
yeah, and I have the opportunity, and what's stopping me? So I am gonna give my best, and
Okay.
let's see.
All right.
Blessings, parents, yeah, they're always with me.
Anything else you want to add here?
So yeah, in conclusion, my journey has been filled with many ups and downs. Each step was shaping me into who I am today. From my dissertation on mental health to my deep dive into data analytics, and now my great interest in behavioral economics. Every experience has been a learning journey. Looking ahead, I am very excited about the opportunities that this new experience will bring for me, the UK. And I believe every setback is a setup for comeback. And I am committed to making my parents proud by excelling in this new chapter of my academic and personal journey.
Mhm.
And Professor Mathur, I would like to extend a very uh, intense sense of gratitude, who has supported and stood by me during this journey, directly or indirectly. My teachers from my school, Bal Bharati Public School, Delhi, my Symbiosis School of Economics, my friends, and a special thanks to my family, my parents, my brother, and my pet. I wouldn't want to end this without thanking you, Professor Mathur, for providing me with this great platform to express my thoughts. So yeah, thank you
All right,
for
fine. The thing is that people like you, they are the face of the new India.
yeah.
And unfortunately, Indian society doesn't recognize it. The older people, they are stuck in their old ways. They don't understand that the young people have taken full advantage of the technology and the opportunities. Like you said, okay, I've come here to Symbiosis, but what the heck, let me learn French.
Yeah,
What the heck? It's here. Why don't I learn it? Now, that shows the spirit of today's young Indians. Okay. You are one of them that look, why not do it?
yeah,
Right? Why not? And you should be recognized for it. And I find that the older generation has no clue. because they didn't have such opportunities.
Yeah.
Going to learn French, oh, it's so tough. Where's the institute? Maybe in Delhi, there's one. Yeah, I know Alliance Française was in Pune back then also. But, people didn't do too many things. Okay? And so the knowledge wasn't there. But today, it's very different. People are like you, get this, get that, try this, try that. And you should get a channel. And so that's why I created this channel. I said, what the heck?
Yeah.
To my cohort of people, it's actually a kick to my cohort of people saying, guys, you don't know how good these young people are. You're just living in your own world of the past. But today's young people, they are doing things. And what they are lacking is a chance to talk about themselves, to
Yeah.
talk their heart out, to express themselves. And why not? Well, let's have a democratization of this thing. And we will now have for this channel, we'll have a logo, and the
Okay.
slogan is already there, a voice for all.
Voice for all. Yeah.
Voice for all. So why, in the old days, the technology was such that there was no space for all. And I saw it was understandable. You have newspaper, you can only print so much, okay, everybody can't get in. All right, fine. But today, there's no such constraint. There's no such constraint. So why don't we give a voice to all? So that's it. And you have validated my concept, which is that today's young people are very good and they deserve a chance to speak.
Yeah.
You have validated the thought that, look, here you are, you didn't get into DSE, but you bounced back and you are determined to do something else now. And that's a very clear message that, look, we all can't get into every place that we want to get into, but what the heck, there are things to do. Let's do them, right? And it'll make a difference to everybody, whether you continue to live in the UK or you go back to India. It makes a big difference, this
Yeah.
attitude and this spirit. And I thank you for it, because young India has this spirit and this approach to life, which we surely didn't have when we were young. We just wasted our lives.
No, sir.
It was nothing else to do. So, but today you have the opportunity and you have done well. So let me thank you. And let's end this thing here now, because I think we have completed everything that you want to say, right? So let's say bye to the viewers.
Yeah.
I'll be back with another young person or an expert soon. Bye till then. Bye, everybody.
Bye.